and welcome back, especially all my homework club kids. Hey guys, I especially am thankful to have shared this week with you, a week of learning and growing both intellectually and emotionally. So let's keep it up. I'm excited for next week, but I'm excited more for what we got planned today. Oh yes, if you know what we do around here, you know that Fridays are our scavenger hunt day, and today's is going to be really fun. I promise. I'm so excited to share it with you, but first, we have to talk about our riddle. So, our riddle today, I think is really fun, and it's cute. I like it. I like it a lot, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So, let's talk about it. Our riddle today is, 3 men were in a boat that capsized, so it fell over, but only 2 of them got their hair wet. Why is that? So, as always, at the end of the video, I'll check back in to see if you figured it out. I'm sure you will. So, let's move on to our scavenger hunt, guys. I'm excited. Today, our scavenger hunt is going to be, drum roll please, it's gonna be a neighborhood scavenger hunt. Go on a walk throughout your neighborhood and see what you can find. There's a lot of cool stuff on this list. I'll show you in just a second. But we also have one little twist. So, what might that twist be? Let me tell you. This is going to be a points-based scavenger hunt, meaning everything that you can find is divided up into 4 categories. 5 points, 10 points, 15 points, and 20 points. Now, at the end, everything you find, you're going to mark off and add those points together. The person who finds the most stuff has the most points. There you go. But the thing is, if someone finds maybe all of the 20s, but not so much of the other stuff, they could win. Because if someone else only finds the 5s and the 10s, they might be a little bit more out of luck. So, it's crazy, it's gonna be fun, and I invite you to invite your friends, your cousins, your siblings, your aunts, your uncles, whoever. Doesn't matter if they're an adult. People love scavenger hunts. So, let's see what our scavenger hunt looks like right now.
All right, guys, here's our scavenger hunt. This is going to be, like I said, divided up into 4 different points, 5, 10, 15, and 20. At the end, add them all together with their point values and see what your total points are. If you find anything super cool, make sure to tag us on Instagram. Our handle can be found at the bottom of the page. Also, make sure that you guys check the links below to get access to this printable PDF.
So, that is it, guys. That is going to be our scavenger hunt for this week. Happy hunting, and I think I may have found something that you can mark down. A brown dog! Hi, Pickle. So, happy hunting, best of luck, and let's move on to our positive action. Today, our positive action or positive tip isn't going to focus so much on what we got going on up here in our brains, but rather our in general well-being. And you might be saying, what? We're not going to talk about emotions, feelings, or this thing called self-awareness? And you're right, today we're not. It's very important to be on top of these things in our brains, right? Because it helps us reach that potential that we're striving for. But it's also very important that we take care of our bodies because we only ever get one. So we got to make sure we treat it right. What can we do? You're probably already thinking of ways you take care of yourself, and that's great. Let's think of some together. Here, I'll share what I've thought of. Some things you can do are have fun exercising. Get a group of friends together, play capture the flag, have a friendly game of soccer, play hide and seek. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It's a fun way to hang out with friends while still getting some exercise in. Now, some other ways that you can get on top of your well-being are helping someone cook in the kitchen. That way you become better acquainted or more familiar with the food you're eating, and you have more say in what you're eating. Because if you're never helping mom or aunt make the food, well, you're not gonna know, you're not gonna have a say. So maybe ask if you can help become more familiar with what you're eating. And speaking of what we're eating, we gotta make sure we're eating well, right? We can't just be having chips and little snacks and like Swiss rolls, even they're so delicious, but we can't fill our bodies with all that sugar and nastiness. It weighs us down. It makes us feel very slothy, very slow. Some would call it a food coma. Trust me, I've been there. One too many Swiss rolls. But it is super important that we treat ourselves to some veggies and fruits. Even if you're like, ugh, have you ever tasted broccoli? It's disgusting. I promise there are new ways to try it. Maybe put a little cheese on it. Put a little seasoning on it. I promise it'll be good. Just spice it up a little bit. Now, I know you're already thinking, wow, I knew these things. But I hope that you take a little bit more time to say, I'm important, I love my body, and I want to treat it well. So, now that we've talked about our well-being, let's move on to our book, Super Fudge. Whew, Fudge would be good right now. All right, guys, it is that part of the video. We are going to be reading our book, Super Fudge. So, if you guys remember, we had just left off where Fudge was doing show and tell with his new bird, Uncle Feather. And Uncle Feather had something very funny to say to his old kindergarten teacher, who was not very kind. So we finished there and we're about to jump into chapter 8, Naturally Fortified. I want to be a ghost for Halloween, Fudge said. A scary, scary ghost. I think we can arrange that, Mom said. She was feeding Tootsie purple mush from a jar. Tootsie lets half of every spoonful ooze right into the back of her mouth, so that Mom has to scrape it off her face and start all over again. It takes 3 tries to finish off one baby spoonful. Feeding Tootsie can be an all-day project. What about you, Peter? Mom asked. What do you want to be for Halloween? 6th graders don't really wear costumes, I said. Really? Mom said. When I was in 6th grade, that was a long time ago, I said, interrupting her. 100 years or more, Fudge asked. Well, not quite, Mom said. What's Tootsie going to be for Halloween? Fudge asked. A baby, I told him. Ha ha, Peter, Fudge said, laughing. You're funny. Every time Fudge laughs, Tootsie laughs too. And when she laughs with her mouth full, she really makes a mess. So now she had plums all over her face, plums drooling down into her bib, plums stuck to her hair, and plums covering her rattle, which she banged on the tray as she laughed. Turtle hangs around when Mom feeds Tootsie. He's developed a taste for baby food. Mom says it isn't good for him. He needs to chew up hard food so he can exercise his teeth and jaws. And once a week, I give him a special tablet to help him with his breath. Lately, he has had the worst dog breath. I'm glad Sheila Tubman isn't around to tell me how bad my dog smells, because this time, she'd be right. Fudge says Turtle should rinse twice a day with precious breath. This is the new blue mouthwash that's advertised on TV. Fudge is very big on commercials. He's memorized all of them. And when we go to the supermarket, he drives us up a wall, reciting all the jingles. About why we should buy these products. My father spends his mornings at the university library and works from home in the afternoons. How's the book coming? I asked him once, when I had gotten home from school. Slowly, Peter, he said, very slowly. I'm still gathering information. I hope I finish my research by Christmas and start actually writing after the holidays. Fudge stood in the doorway, nibbling out a piece of cheese. Dr. Seuss can write a book in 1 hour, he said. How do you know that? I asked. I don't, but I bet he can, Fudge said. 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. Do you like green eggs and ham? I do. I like them, Sam I am. Okay. That's enough, I said. Boys, I'm trying to do work now. Do you think you can move to another room? Dad said. Later, we were watching the 6 o'clock news when Fudge's favorite commercial came on the air. Oh, look, he said. It's dancing cats. He puts down his Lego toys and watched. Everybody knows that cats can't really dance. I told him, it's just a lot of fancy camera work. "Shut up, PETA," he said. Then he turned back to Dad. "They have cat food commercials and dog food commercials and people food commercials. How come they don't have bird food commercials?" "Huh, that's a good question, Fudge," Dad said, without really answering it. "Mina birds of the world, unite," I began, trying to think of a clever commercial for bird food. "What's unite?" Fudge asked. Never mind. "You sound like Uncle Feather when you say things twice," Fudge told him. "It's contagious," I told him. "What's contagious?" "Forget it," I said. "We should feed Uncle Feather Choco," Fudge said. "If you give it to the one you love first thing in the morning, you don't have to worry about the rest of the day. It's 45 vitamins. No, I said. That's not it. It's fortified with vitamins." "That's what I said. It's 45 vitamins." "Not 45, I told him. Fortified. I even spelled it for him. Fortified. It means vitamins have been added." "It does?" Fudge asked. "Yes," I said. "And anyway, you shouldn't believe everything you see on TV. Right, Dad?" "That's right," Dad said. "You lie when you make up commercials?" Fudge asked. "No, but sometimes we exaggerate," Dad said. "What's exaggerate?" Fudge asked. "We embellish to make our point," Dad said. "What's embellish?" "Sometimes Dad has to stretch the truth," I explained. "Thank you, Peter," Dad said. "That's a very good way of putting it." "How do you know so much, PETA?" "Partly because I'm in 6th grade, and partly because I'm naturally smart," I answered. "How come you got a 58 on your geography test?" Fudge asked. "Because Mr. Bonger tricked us with matching questions." "What's matching questions?" "It's what teachers do to you to prove you aren't as smart as you think." I said, "You'll find out someday." "But I am as smart as I think," Fudge said. "So there." I wasn't about to get in an argument over this on that one. On Friday afternoon, Alex and I were downtown. We stopped off at the movie theater and had to look at the display of Superman. I had already seen Superman in New York, but Alex had missed it, so we decided that we would go into town and see if we could see it together. Next to the movie theater was an art gallery. There was something familiar about one of the paintings in the window. It was all white with 2 black circles in the middle and a red square in the upper left corner. "I know that painting," I said to Alex. "It doesn't look like much to know," Alex said. I snapped my fingers. "That's Frank Fargo's painting." Alex shrugged. "Frank Fargo?" "My friend's father. I was over when he was working on it." "Let's go in," I said. The only other person in the gallery was a very tall, skinny woman with a neck like a giraffe's and more curly hair than I had ever seen. She really was looking good. I liked the way she walked, with her head high and her back straight. All right, we will leave it there. They just walked into an art store. Peter might have a crush on the art lady, and we'll see what happens next time. Now, who remembers our riddle? Before we go, I gotta talk about it. Come on. Our riddle was, there were 3 men on a boat. The boat capsized. Only 2 got their hair wet. Why was that? Do you want to know why? Because one was bald. He had no hair to get wet. It was just skin. So I hope you guys enjoyed this riddle. I thought it was really fun. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Enjoy your weekends.